Welcome to Ripples. Thank you so much for coming. I'm actually quite relieved to see you there. Thought maybe no one will come today. So I'm very happy. So what I'm thinking about today, I sat down this morning. Well, actually, it started last night. A couple of friends came over for dinner, and I was feeling that in yesterday's meditation, perhaps it wasn't quite right, and I said to the universe, send me a sign, let me know if I'm on the wrong track or not. And our friends came, and very good friends, and they came, and it was dark, and they said that they just picked up these flowers and they bought them in the dark. But when they came through the door, we all noticed that they were dead. They're actually right behind me. I'm not sure if you can see, but that was really quite striking. And there was a moment of, we all kind of laughed about it really. So I took that as a sign to go a different way. And then when I sat down to see a patient remotely this morning, Andrew had left a document, not a document, he'd left a note or what would you say, a summary of the idea of meditation printed right where I was sitting. And so I thought, while my patient was in between the consultation and the actual meditation, and I had a couple of minutes, I just read through it, and I thought, okay, well, let's go this way then. So I want to read that note to you, or that piece to you, which is a quote from his teacher, Namkai Norbu, he died 3 years ago, but he actually knew Norbu quite well, and I was present at a couple of dinners, and he was a very unusual person. But this is what he says: conditioned by the mind, one becomes strongly habituated to illusory actions. That's hard to say, illusory actions. It's the same as far as pure enlightenment is concerned. Beyond one's own mind, there is no dazzling light to come shining in from outside to wake one up. If one recognizes one's own intrinsic state as pure from the beginning and only temporarily obscured by impurities, and if one maintains the presence of this recognition without becoming distracted, then all impurities dissolve. This is the essence of the path. Then the inherent quality of the great original purity of the primordial state manifests, and one recognizes it and becomes the master of it as a lived experience. This experience of the real knowledge of the authentic original condition, or the true awareness of the state, is what is called nirvana. So enlightenment is nothing other than one's own mind in its purified condition. For this reason, Padmasambhava said, the mind is the creator of samsara, meaning kind of hell, and nirvana, kind of meaning heaven. Outside the mind, there exists neither samsara nor nirvana. Having thus established that the basis of samsara and nirvana is the mind, it follows that all that seems concrete in the world and all the seeming solidity of beings themselves is nothing but an illusory vision of one's own mind. At this point, with mindfulness and determination, it is necessary to maintain a continuous present awareness without becoming distracted. If, for example, one wants to stop a river from flowing, one must block it at its source in such a way that its flow is definitively interrupted. Whatever other point you may choose to block it at, you will not obtain the same result. Similarly, if we want to cut the root of samsara, of hell, we must cut the root of the mind that has created it. Otherwise, there would be no way of becoming free of samsara. If we want all the suffering and hindrances arising from our negative actions to dissolve, we must cut the root of the mind which produced them. If we don't do this, even if we carry out virtuous actions with our body and voice, there will be no result beyond a momentary fleeting benefit. Besides, never having cut the root of negative actions, they can once again be newly accumulated, just in the same way that if one lops off a few leaves and branches from a tree instead of cutting it at its main root, far from the tree shriveling up, it will without doubt grow once again. If the mind, the king monarch that creates everything, is not left in its natural condition, even if one practices the advanced methods and recites many mantras, one is not on the path to total liberation. I'm nearly done, sorry. Therefore, because continuation in the presence of the true state is the essence of all paths, the root of all meditations, the conclusion of all spiritual practices, the juice of all esoteric methods, the heart of all ultimate teachings, it's necessary to seek to maintain a continuous presence without becoming distracted. What this means is, don't follow the past, don't anticipate the future, that's key for me, and don't follow illusory thoughts that arise in the present, but turning within oneself, one should observe one's own true condition and maintain the awareness of it just as it is, beyond conceptual limitations of the 3 times. I meant to ask Andrew what the 3 times mean. I think it means past, present, and future. But yes? Yes. One must remain in the uncorrected condition of one's own natural state, free from the impurity of judgments between being and non-being, having and not having, good and bad, and so on. Well, I thought that this was rather wonderful, and so if we put that through an acupuncture lens, I think we come up with Chiang Mai first and second trajectory, because spleen 4 treats obsessive thinking. Certainly something that I've been suffering from in the last few weeks. So obsessive thinking, which obscures the pure primordial state of the mind, bleeding of spleen 4 will do that, but also if you needle into spleen 4, you can activate Chiang Mai, which is the second trajectory of which ends at stomach 1, which is called the tear receptacle, which has no capacity for latency. So the points around the eyes, bladder 1 and gallbladder 1, both these points have capacities for latencies. They're both meeting points on divergent channels, so they can hold things in. But stomach 1 doesn't have any capacity for latency. It cannot help the body to hold on to that which it can't deal with. So the activation of Chiang Mai treats obsessive thinking and clears the way for the mind to become unobstructed once again. So what I'm suggesting is perhaps we should, as a culture, as humanity, seek to get back to a purified state of mind, and drop all our judgments and create a ripple on the planet that helps to make that true. So if that's okay, spleen 4, grandparent, grandchild, and certainly that's been one of the things I've been worried about. It's my own children, the kind of world my own children will be becoming adults in. And stomach 1, the receptacle of tears, may we let all this go. So thanks so much for being here. Let's get to work. Thanks everyone. Thanks for coming. See you tomorrow. No, see you Saturday. Yeah. Thank you. Bye bye.